time? Time is a thing that is hard to describe. Time is seconds, minutes, and hours. Time is years and decades. Time is digital clocks and sundials. The true definition of time, though, varies depending on who you are talking to. Time can be seen as cyclic or as a one-way view. Different cultures have different opinions and theories on time. Christians, for example, may see time as a one-way view. It has a start and end point, whereas Hindus may see time as cyclic. It has no start or end and is always moving in an alternating rhythm. To fully harvest and understand time, people created different devices to help them out. Time-telling was an always evolving theme in the early Western civilizations. The first time-teller, or clock, was the sundial. The sundial used the position of the sun in the sky to tell what time it was. When the sun hit the dial, it would point to a specific time. However, the sundial was not the most ideal time-telling mechanism, seeing as it could only tell time if the sun was out. This led to inventions such as the water clock and the sand glass or the hourglass. These inventions were both more precise and could measure at all hours. However, they did have their troubles of their own. For example, the water clock's escape hole was easy to get worn or clogged, which could greatly change the time. And the hourglass had to be turned at the precise moment that the grain dropped, or the timing would be wrong as well. In the early 1600s, religious figures in Europe set out to build a clock that would accurately tell time so that they could perform their religious duties at a certain time each day. This is when the first mechanical clock was created. The first clock did not show the time, it sounded it. It created a universal time for people by ringing on specific hours each day. Finally, in 1956, the first digital clock was invented and patented in the United States. This was a battery-powered clock and was the beginning of the modern-day clock. In the same year, the first digital watch was also released. Both the digital clock and the wristwatch made it much easier for people to go on trips or voyages overseas because they would always know how long they had been gone for and what time it was. The discoveries of different ways to harness and tell time changed cyclical thought in the West. The cyclic thought of time is that there's no starting or ending point in time. In other words, it was never created and can never be destroyed. Cyclical thinkers such as the Chinese, Hindus, and Greeks believe that time is moving in an alternating rhythm. The cyclical way of thinking is shown in the Chinese yin and yang symbols, and in the Greek love and strife symbols. On the other hand, many people believe that time is not recurrent, but is a one-way. It has a beginning and an end. Christians understand that God created time and that one day he could also end it. These ideas of the communities challenging how and why time works ultimately led to them searching for knowledge. Each idea of time has a religious and philosophical standpoint behind it. The quest for time ultimately led these communities to the gifts of knowledge. In the end, it is still hard to pinpoint an exact definition for time. Time is so much more than 4 numbers on a clock screen. Time is knowledge. Time is tied to religion and philosophy. Time is every hour and minute and second of our days. Ultimately, understanding time can help you understand why things are the way they are today and help you learn more about yourself and your beliefs in the process. Thank you.